For the first time, 4 people arrested in connection to a police officer's death appear in court as the community prepares for his funeral.
A paramedic has died days after being hit by a car while on duty. How dozens of first responders are honoring him tonight.
How a Kentucky doctor is using a test to protect football players who may have suffered concussions on the field.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. Tonight, another Central Kentucky community is mourning the death of a first responder, and right now a procession is taking his body back to his hometown.
Jessamine County paramedic John Mackey died this morning at UK Hospital days after being hit by a car while on duty. The procession left UK Hospital about an hour ago. It's now making its way to Nicholasville. Officer Don shot this video from Sky First along Harrodsburg Road just a short time ago. Our Monique Blair joins us live from Nicholasville with the latest in our top story at 6. Monique.
Well, Sam and Amber, it's very quiet out here right now, and it's actually very powerful as the procession for John Mackey is about to come through right now. You can see 2 Jessamine County fire trucks hold the American flag over Harrodsburg Road and 169, and dozens of people are lining the street waiting to show their respect and honor for the paramedic who died after suffering serious injuries while in the line of duty. 40-year-old Jessamine County paramedic John Mackey was pronounced dead at UK Hospital at 10:24 this morning. Mackey was hit by a car Thursday night after a car clipped his ambulance. Nicholasville police say he was outside the ambulance checking damages when a different car hit him on East Maple Street. The procession left UK Hospital a few minutes after 5 o'clock this evening, and Mackey's body was carried in a Jessamine County ambulance. Mackey's friends, family, co-workers, and complete strangers are lining Main Street right now as Mackey's body is about to be brought from UK Hospital to the Betts and West Funeral Home. Mackey's close friends tell me they are here to honor the man they say lived to help other people.
It was really like we were one big family, and he was always willing to help in any way that he needed to, whether it be giving rides or advice, anything, everything.
And it was always one to, it was his, tired himself trying to help people. That was kind of just his life's goal.
Now, right now, you are taking a live look at that procession as it comes through here at the corner of 169 and Harrodsburg Road. Jessamine County Emergency Management says Mackey was taken off life support after one last life-saving effort of donating his organs. I'm reporting live in Jessamine County. Monique Blair, WKYT.
Quite a tribute there. Funeral arrangements for John Mackey have not yet been released.
This comes as the community prepares to say goodbye to a fallen Richmond police officer. Plans are being finalized for his funeral on Wednesday, but today the 4 people arrested in connection to his death appeared in court. Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis died Friday, 2 days after being shot while investigating an attempted robbery. Victor Puente has the latest on the investigation into the officer's death.
The 4 people facing charges in this case were arraigned Monday morning. The judge entered not guilty pleas for each of them. She also set the bond of Riley Sizemore, who police say pulled the trigger, at $2.5 million. The courtroom was filled with Officer Daniel Ellis's colleagues and friends. Many of the officers in that courtroom this morning will be here tomorrow as the city of Richmond begins to say goodbye to Officer Ellis. Because of the expected attendance, Ellis's funeral will be held at Alumni Coliseum on Eastern Kentucky University's campus.
But we are doing everything we can here from Eastern Kentucky University to support the family and to honor Officer Ellis along with the rest of the community to give him the tribute that he deserves.
Both Ellis and his wife are graduates of EKU. The school is canceling classes starting Tuesday night until Wednesday afternoon. Ellis's visitation will be tomorrow from 2 to 8. His funeral is Wednesday morning at 11. The roads around Eastern will be closed as his funeral procession makes its way along the bypass, up Big Hill Road, through the city, and onto I-75. They expect that route to be packed with people showing their support.
Is to give anyone here in Richmond an opportunity to pay their respects. They're certainly encouraged to line the roadway along Main Street and any of the other areas it will pass through.
The procession will make its way south to Dunville, Kentucky, where Ellis will be laid to rest with full honors. In Richmond, Victor Puente, WKYT.
And again, the funeral will be Wednesday morning at 11 at Alumni Coliseum. You can watch the funeral live on WKYT.com.
Many police officers planning to be in Richmond to honor Officer Ellis at his visitation and his funeral. And the community is now collecting donations to help those officers taking part in the services. Mike Linden continues our team coverage.
Police from all over the state are coming to Richmond for the next 2 days for the visitation and funeral services for Officer Daniel Ellis, who was gunned down while on the job last week. He leaves behind his wife and son.
To even imagine losing my husband, it's devastating. I can't even imagine what she's going through right now, and I feel extremely sorry for her because it's heartbreaking.
When Webb found out close to 100 police officers will work in the Honor Guard almost all day Tuesday and Wednesday for services, that's when she came up with a plan.
They're going to be here all day. It's long hours and a lot of traveling, so we just want to make sure that they're taken care of as well.
Organizers say with near 100 officers serving in the Honor Guard here at Alumni Coliseum, that at some point they're bound to get hungry. That's where donations step in.
We forget to say thank you sometimes, and that's the biggest thing I think for a lot of us. It's just reminding us to say thank you.
Until Thursday afternoon, donations of non-perishable food and snacks for police serving in the Honor Guard can be dropped off at the Richmond Athletic Club.
We want them to make sure that they have what they need, plenty of water, snacks, foods, so beef jerky, nuts, chips, drinks.
Anything left over will go to the Richmond Police Department. In Richmond, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And this note, Richmond Athletic Club will not take cash donations for the Ellis family. Those should be made at People's Bank locations in Richmond or Berea. Thousands of blue light bulbs will light up Richmond in honor of the officer. Ace Hardware in the University Shopping Center off the Eastern Bypass is giving away 2,000 blue light bulbs. People who receive a light bulb are being asked to make a donation to Officer Ellis's family. This afternoon, the line for the light bulbs stretched outside Ace Hardware. People in line said it was the least they could do to help.
Richmond is a close-knit town, and they do support everybody here. So it's nice to come from a town like this.
The people who received the blue light bulbs have been asked to light them on their porches the next 3 nights. New tonight, electricity has been restored now to thousands of people who lost it in Lexington late this afternoon. KU says a piece of equipment failed at a transmission substation on the north side of town. At one point, 5,500 customers along Old Frankfort Pike and Leestown Road were in the dark. But again, power has been restored. It's been a cloudy and wet Monday across much of the Bluegrass. It looks like a busy weather pattern is setting up, which means our chief meteorologist is busy over here. Let's check in with Chris Bailey. Chris?
Indeed, Sam, we are tracking at least some showers out there this evening. We've had a gloomy Monday that is wrapping up those temperatures with quite the spread out there. You can really pick out the areas getting in on the steadier rains. Look at the numbers to the just west of downtown Lexington. 46 Danville, 49 Frankfort, 46 also showing up into Fort Knox. Yet parts of southeastern Kentucky actually hit 60 degrees a little earlier. But your Defender Radar Network really telling the tale on why we're seeing that big temperature swing. You see the steadier rains that are off across the I-65 corridor compared to maybe just a sprinkle or two, if not a very light shower across the Mountain Parkway corridor into the Lexington Metro. But overall, most areas are just going to see some lighter rains as we go through the evening. One area of low pressure across parts of the Carolinas scooting up the eastern seaboard. That'll take the rains we have out there this evening off to the east and northeast. So if you're out and about this evening, grab the umbrella to be safe. Thermometers will drop into the 40s. You mentioned that busy pattern. That is the focus of the forecast. When I come back in about 10 minutes, we're going to track the potential for some midweek thunderstorms of all things.
Chris, thank you. Significant strides have been made to better educate the public about the dangers of concussions. Our investigations team traveled to Virginia Tech last year to see cutting-edge testing of football helmets. And now a Kentucky doctor is doing what he can before the helmets hit. New at 6, Miranda Combs explains baseline concussion testing.
Under these lights on a Friday night in Russell, Kentucky, dreams are possible.
And when I catch it, it's just a big rush. It doesn't stop until I'm in the end zone.
So when that rush stops for good, it's hard to move on.
It's everything to me.
Under these lights, reality hits hard.
It's the best experience in the world. I get that.
It's tough. But
You got to think of their health. That's more important.
Her older son played football and Parker did too, but 2 concussions so far this season have led to hard decisions.
I was wanting to know if I can still do practices, just not participate in the games.
Well, I don't understand the logic in that, because you get exposed to more contact during practice than you do during games. Because I'm never going to be able to tell you what type of plastic or what type of cushion is going to be able to absorb a G-force of 30 or above. That's just not what I do.
Kentucky Christian University was one of the first institutions Dr. Andy Gilliland started baseline concussion testing. He now takes care of 23 high schools and 3 universities in Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia.
So what the baseline test allows us to do is it gets us a good metric of what you have coming into your season. So yeah, I deal with headaches on a regular basis, or no, I don't, or whatever. You know, we just know how you are in July.
Right after the hit, we went into halftime and my hands started shaking and everything kind of hurt.
Timothy McCoy plays for West Carter.
Yeah, we take it pretty seriously. I mean, we're pretty good at it.
You can go ahead and have a seat. We'll put you back on the impact.
The hits on the field, though, caused him to need an impact test. It checks reaction time and memory. He took it before the season started and then again right after the hit.
What concerns me still is that there are these little bit of aberrations.
Dr. Gilliland was able to see the change in his brain function and back up initial concussion concerns. This is McCoy's 3rd test to see if he can start the process to get back on the field.
And his reaction time is exactly where it was whenever he did his baseline test. And that's very reassuring for me.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, man, grab a seat.
So McCoy will slowly re-enter that world he loves.
Monday is a realistic possibility.
But now with caution that one concussion easily leads to another, Gilliland says. But in his 5 years of baseline testing, he says he's seen a shift in consciousness about the seriousness of concussions.
I think it says that the public is getting educated to this risk, and I think it says that we are starting to accept that concussions may have more danger behind them than we had presumed.
He also says he doesn't categorize concussions. A child has one or doesn't. He can't tell them to stop doing what they love, but the baseline tests can guide them. Parker's mom wants him to take the year off.
I'm trying to get him to understand it. I know he probably really doesn't understand the severity of it.
There wasn't a small speed bump with you. There was a big speed bump because you got back, you went through the return protocol, you were fine, you played games, you took another hit, you got another concussion. And that was within a matter of 6 weeks.
Tough lessons when reality collides with dreams.
Just let your brain heal for the rest of the school year and then go back next year, you know?
I think it's
If a patient is cleared to play an impact sport like McCoy was in our story, it's still a slow process to get actually back to playing the game. In fact, we visited the doctor's office on a Wednesday, and McCoy wasn't going to be able to play until that next Friday night, so it still took another week and a half after that.
And Miranda, we tend to think about just football in terms of concussions, but that's not the case.
It's all high impact sports, including cheerleading, because apparently women are more prone to concussions than men are.
My daughter started cheerleading when she was 7. We took her to the ER 3 times because of head injuries. I never thought about a concussion till now.
Yeah, good to know.
Miranda, thank you.
Thanks.
Lexington families that want to take part in the annual firefighter toy program this holiday season can now apply.
The Lexington Fire Department started taking applications today. You have until November 25th to apply, and you can do so at 2245 Frankfort Court off Old Frankfort Pike. Applications will be taken from 9 until 2 Mondays through Wednesdays and from 9 until 8 on Thursdays.
Now.